I'm Bhakti Lalita, Abhiram Prabhu, Yuvati Devi Dasi. Welcome to the Harikatha podcast. In today's episode, we will be chanting the Dāmodarāṣṭakam. And this is a very ancient Sanskrit song composed by Satyavrat Muni. And it's all about the glories of Lord Damodar. Damodar means Krishna, who has, in his young age, has been bound by the ropes of love by his mother. So we will go through the meaning and the translation after chanting this composition. So without further ado, Namamishvaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam
Namamishvaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam
Yashodhaviyolukhalatavamana
Yashodhaviyolukhalatavamana
Paramistamatyam tatadrujagopya
Paramistamatyam tatadrujagopya
Rudantam muhurnetra jukman vijantam Karam bhoja jukmena satakanetram
Rudantam muhurnetra yukman vijantam Karam bhoja yukmena satankanetram
Muhushashakam patirekantakantam
Muhushvasakam patirekantakantam
Sitagraivadam hodaram bhakti param
Damodaram Bhakti Bhakam
Iti triksalila pirananda kunde Sagosham nimajantam akhyapayantam
Iti Triksvarila Pirananda Kunde Sagoshami Majantam Akhyapayantam
Tari eshitageshu bhaktir-chitatvam
Tadi Eshita Geshu Bhaktai Chitatvam
Puna premastastam sataviti-vande
Una Prematastam Shataviti Vande
Bharam deva moksham na mobhakshatim va Nachanyam vrindeham varisharapiha
Param Deva Moksham Namo Shavadimva Nachanyam Vineham Varishadapiha
Niranteva purnata gopalabalam
Idam Teva Purnata Gopala Balam
Sadamimanasya virastam kimanya
Sadame Manasya Virastam Kimanyai
Irante mokam bhujam abhyakta-nilar Vritam kundaila snigdha rakshascha gopya
Idam Te Mokam Bhojam Avyakta-nilai Vritam Kundalai Snigdhara Tashtya Gopya
Muhushkumbitam bimbarakta-daram he
Muhushchumbitam Bimbarakta-darame
Manasya virastam alam lakshalabhya
Manasya virastam alakshalabhai
Namo devo Damodarananta Vishnu Prashidha Prabho Dukha Jalapimanyam
Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabodukha Jalapimanyam
dristi vrisyati tinam patanu.
Kripa drishti vishyati dinam batanu.
Grihe nishamam makyam nityakshitrisya.
Neshama magyam vidyakshitrisya.
Kuveratmajo padamudhyayvayadvan. Taya mochito bhakti vachokrito cha.
Kuveratma chau bhaktam udayvayadvam. Tayamochitau bhakti bhajau kritam cha.
Tata prema bhaktim sakame prayacha.
Tata prema bhaktim svagame prayacha.
Namokshe graho misti damodareha.
Namokshe graho misti damodareha.
Namaste sudamne spuradipti damne. Tadiyodharayata vishvashatamne.
Namaste sudamne subhadite damne. Tadiyodharayata vishvasya damne.
Namo radhikayai tadiyapriyayai.
Namo radhikayai tvadiyapriyayai.
Namo radhikayai tadiyapriyayai.
Namo radhikayai tvadiyapriyayai.
Namo nantalilaya devaya tubhyam.
Namo nantalilaya devaya tubhyam.
Namam Ishvaram Sachidanandarupam. Lasat kundalam gokule prajamanam.
Namamishvaram Sachidananda Rupam. Vasat kundalam gokule prajaman.
Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Damodara, Radha Damodara.
Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara. Damodara, Radha Damodara.
Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Damodara, Radha Damodara.
Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara. Damodara, Radha Damodara.
So this song, composed by Satyavrata Muni, he, in a traditional composition in 8 stanzas, he describes a conversation between Narada Muni, the transcendental cosmonaut who's liberated and travels everywhere and is always assisting the Lord in his pastimes, free to roam in every plane of existence, a great personality. And Sonaka Rishi. So together they're having this conversation about Lord Damodar. It's Lord Krishna as a young toddler. And this particular occasion when this song was composed of this conversation was Diwali, a very festive day in India celebrating the return of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, all after their years in exile, they're returning home to Ayodhya. And everybody receives the Lord in his flower airplane with lights. So it's like a festival of lights. And so this day is happening in Goloka Vrindavan, the land of Krishna. And Mother Jashoda, Krishna's mother, actually the Lord doesn't have a mother. He's the original person. And he likes to play with his devotees. So as his form of Krishna, he's existing in his own personal abode the way he likes it, which is set in cowherd society. He loves cows, Govinda, the lover of cows, Gopal, the friend of cows. His preferred abode, his original abode, is Goloka Vrindavan, the land of cows. And the livelihood of all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they trade cow products, milk, yogurt, butter, cheese, etc. So Krishna was born into this cowherd family. His mother, who is a great devotee, she's tending to the household affairs of making butter, making yogurt, boiling milk. And that particular day, she's a little busy. And she normally would wake up her son, Krishna, and feed him, and then tend to other affairs. But on this occasion, she went straight. She saw her attendant is not available. She started churning butter. And Krishna wakes up hungry and wondering, like, why my mom didn't wake me up today. And he goes over and sees she's churning butter. And he stops, he arrests, he takes the mortar, the like grinding stick, and he grasps hold of it so she can't turn it. And then he climbs onto her lap and she nurses him. And okay, she's attending to him and seeing how beautiful his face is and his hair and how naughty he is. She's enjoying all of his naughtiness. But she has some milk boiling on the stove. And that's the Lord's ingredients also. So she quickly puts him down and runs to the stove to stop the milk boiling over. And the Lord gets very upset. You disturb my breakfast. And she's off attending to the milk, and he goes and breaks this pot of butter, and he starts feeding it to monkeys and making a mess and wasting her butter supply. And she comes back and sees he's up to mischief again, and monkeys everywhere, such a mess, the butter's everywhere. He's caught red-handed, and he's afraid. He shows fear that he's afraid of his mother, and then he runs. And then she runs after him. And she's described as very, very beautiful, with beautiful waist and breasts and just long hair decorated with flowers, and very enchanting the way she's running after him, and he's very fast, and she's trying to keep up with him, and then catches hold of him finally. And then she finds this rope, and it's long enough, but she ties him up to this wooden grinding mortar. And she can't tie him because the rope is 2 fingers short, this wide short. So she's trying to tie him, but she can't because the rope is too short, even though it was long enough. So she goes and she ties more rope onto the rope. Still, it's 2 fingers short. And she keeps doing this, and she's sweating. And then when he sees, this is actually his mystic power. He's making the rope too short every time. But finally, when he sees she's exhausted, then he lets her tie him up. And then, so she's off doing something for a minute, and he sees these 2 trees, and he knows he's the omniscient Lord. He knows who is everybody. And these 2 particular trees, they're called Arjun trees. They were in his yard. And they were actually 2 souls that were cursed, and to take the life of trees. And trees tree life is very long, and it's a very difficult birth because you're exposed to the weather conditions, the heat, the cold. They get cut. So many things could happen to trees. So the Lord sees he's tied up, that he could kind of move around as to knock these trees down. He wanted to liberate these trees, but he was also being naughty. He moved himself in such a way where he just knocked down these trees, and these trees were their names, Manigriva and Nalakishwar, the two sons of Kuvera, and they were cursed because of they were involved in some intoxication and making disturbance. But the curse also was a blessing because it was known that Krishna would relieve them from this curse. So he knocks down the two trees, and Mother Jashoda is seeing, so much naughtiness. And this pastime, so many things are happening, and it's the show of the love the Lord has with his devotees, that the Lord can be bound by the devotees' love and affection. Just some effort must be made from the devotees' side. We are aspiring devotees, so some endeavor, some effort must be made from our side, some devotion from our side, and then he will give his grace. So I'll just read this translation. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokul, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Jashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To the Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokul in pools of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by his devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodar hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bala Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Jashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodar, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakishwar, were delivered from the curse of Narad and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my humble obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. So we hope everybody appreciates this beautiful composition of Satyavrat Muni and glorifying Lord Damodar, Krishna as a baby who has been tied with the ropes of love by his mother. These are extraordinary pastimes of the Supreme Person. The Supreme Person exists in three categories. One, his effulgence, the Brahmajyoti, which is like nirvana, where it's non-differentiated. You don't have any pastimes, any play, you're just in a dreamless sleep. And then Paramatma, the Lord in every heart. The yogis are meditating on Paramatma in the heart. Then the Lord has an actual personal feature, his original form as Krishna. And in his form of Krishna, he can play with his friends and his devotees. He plays in the way he likes to play, set in cowherd society, and there his associates are all covered in what is called Yoga Maya. It's a transcendental pastime illusion where they don't realize they're dealing with the Lord. They think, this is my son, this is my friend, this is my lover, like this. So they're all in Yoga Maya, thinking, Mother Jashoda's really thinking, like, seriously, this is my son. And she's punishing him, and he's pretending to be fearful and running and crying, and actually it's all play. It's the play of the sweet absolute. Very charming, very sweet, and wherever this song is chanted, the Lord likes to come and hear. He makes himself present and gives his benediction to everybody. So Jai Satyavrat Muni, Shri Shri Dāmodarāṣṭakam, Jai Kartik Vrata Niyam Seva, Lord Damodar ki Jai, Jai Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Jai Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai, Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande,
Jai Shri Bhakti Lalita Devi ki Jai.